Hi, everyone. This is Nikki Rozier, one of the instructors here at Bryan University. And in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you a neat way to animate screens in Adobe XD. Now, Adobe XD is similar to Figma. I'm just a lot more user-friendly in my opinion, but it's used to create awesome prototypes of mobile apps, websites, and even some social media ads as well. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can go in and create animations for Adobe XD for your mobile prototype in this example. This same tutorial or these same steps could be applied to any size artboard as well, just an FYI. Now, you can use animations for like a confirmation screen, like if somebody places an order and you want an animation for when they have an notification that says order complete, you want to animate that. Or if you want to create, your own splash screen, this will be an option for you to use animation to make that happen. Now, you see I have two artboards here. I'm actually going to place a couple of more. What I'm going to do is just do a Control C. I'm going to click on this first artboard with a second artboard here, and go Control C and then Control V. If you're on a Mac, then it's Command C and Command V. So I'm just going to paste it and I'm going to move it and give it a little more space here. The reason why I'm adding space to this is because I want room to actually like have something come off the screen and slide in on the screen if possible. So let me go ahead and add one more. I'm not sure I'm going to use all of this in this example, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I'm just going to double click here and I'm going to name this screen 1. This one is screen 2. This screen is screen 3. This screen is screen 4. And you can also double click here too, so I don't have to scroll all the way down. Now, the second thing I do recommend that you do is sort of design how you want your actual navigation to look, or your animation, not your navigation. Sorry about that. So I'm going to start on screen 1 and I have these plugins for icons. Now I have food here because I'm just want to assume that I'm doing like a confirmation screen or animation screen for when someone orders their food. So I am going to first create a button. We'll use the rectangle tool. And let me zoom in so you can see my design a little bit. I want to create a button at first, sort of hints or prompts the person to confirm their order, and then we'll go from there. And we'll go and add text, place order, and I'm going to make this white, well actually black because it's going on this button. And we'll make it bigger so we can see it. So it's at 20, let's try 45. Make sure you highlight all the text before you change it. So go to 45. All right, I'm going to center this and I'm going to find a font that may be a little bit more interesting than what we're using here. So let's try this one. It doesn't look like it's doing anything. So I'm going to go through my fonts really quick. That's more of a mono font. That's a script font. Let's see. Just trying to find something that will draw people in, that adds a little bit more interest. And then some of my fonts I see from Adobe Creative Cloud are not coming through because I keep seeing little errors. So just whatever I can get to sort of add a little interest. Let's try this. Yes, oh no. I'm looking for more of a sans serif font. One of the things I do like about other programs is that you can actually organize these fonts. That's one of the things that you really can't like organize a category here in Adobe XD. I'll just keep it here, and we'll just change this to 55 to make it bigger. And do we have a bold option? Yes. All right, so we made it bold. We're going to place the order here. And let's just say I create like a little screen here. We're just, doing a very quick mock-up, you guys, of like, the details of your, your order here. And let's see here. I'm going to put this in the center. And let me just add some boxes. Just to make sure we get this right. And we're going to put the box here. And I'm going to just add like order 1. Let's say combo 1. And we're going to actually go in and we'll make this regular and we'll make this 25. All right. So combo 1. And what I'm going to do is, if you haven't seen my previous videos, I'll show you. I am going to use the repeat grid tool. What I've done is held down the shift key and selected both of these options. So now I have them both selected. And instead of me creating this over and over again, I can just add some, more items here by using the repeat grid, and it repeats everything for me. I'll add a little bit more space here. So I can say combo 3, combo 2, dessert, and fountain drink. Just thinking outside the box. And we're going to copy this text here. I'm going to copy and paste it. And then I'm going to push it up here, and I'm going to make it white and just call it order details. All right. And I actually am going to make this 50 so it can all fit on one line. So we're good to go here. Now I'm going to go in and design, my other screens here. Before I do that, let me actually create this as a group so I can move it all at once. And then when I go in and like select, all the other stuff that I want to do, I don't have to when I go into prototype and link it, I don't have to grab both the text and the shape. It all grabs it at once. So group those items together. So order details is here. I'm going to go back to my icons and I'm going to type in the word food. Now, when I use my icons for design, I did find this in the plugin section. So if you're looking for icons, or if you have your own, you can use that. But if you're looking for what I use, just click the plus in the plugin sections, and it's icons for design. You can install it, and it will show in your plugin sections. To access your plugin section in Adobe XD, make sure to click on the Lego icon here. When you click on the screen, you'll see the icon pop up at the top left-hand corner of the artboard you chose, or it will pop up like in this gray area, which we call the pasteboard. So just drag it to where you want it to go. I changed the fill to white because it was originally black, and I'm going to hold down my shift key just to make sure I resize it proportionally. So I'm just going to, for right now, sort of place these on the screen. I'm going to do a copy and a paste over here. I want it to be bigger here. And I want it to be small here. And I'm just going to do some more copying and pasting here. And I want something that says like order complete. So I'll copy this text here, and I'm holding down the space bar, by the way, to sort of drag down here. And I'm going to click here and paste it here, and we'll say complete. And we will put this like somewhere here. For right now, I'm going to go back to my icons for design and say complete, just to see if something pops up. Let's say done. Let's use a star. Would this be, a little bit interesting here. We'll use this one, and I'm going to change the fill to white so we can see it. Go here, hold down the shift key, and we'll just put this right here. All right, so I have, sort of where I want all of my, items to go for my animation. Now, when you create the animation, I do recommend you at least put like the items you want on that artboard in design mode before you go into animation. Then when you get into animation, which will be done in prototype mode, you're able to maneuver a little bit better. If you don't have those items in there already, it will be a little bit difficult to, go in and actually animate it. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. So I'm going to go now into prototype mode. And the first thing I want to do is to link this screen here. And you see my trigger type is normally it's in transition. I'm going to change it to auto animate here as well. I'm going to go here. I'm going to select this and change it to auto animate. I'm going to go here, select this, change it, make sure it's in auto animate. And I'm going to select this and make sure it's in auto animate. And the reason why I'm making sure that everything is in auto animate is because you want to ensure that this is done. It would allow you to go in and make the animations and move things around without putting them on the pasteboard. What do I mean by the pasteboard? Well, if I were to move, let's just say this order details, and let me go to my layers panel. If I were to move it up, you see now it's on the pasteboard, and this is this gray area that's here. If I do a Control Z to put it back, you see it's actually in the artboard called Screen 1. So when you go in and animate things in Adobe XD, you want to make sure that you go into prototype and do it so it doesn't put it on the pasteboard, okay? So that is key. So let's go ahead and start animating. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm thinking. I'm going to put this out the screen. It's going to slide in here. Then I'm going to, actually I want to make it a little smaller here and then make it bigger here. I want it to come in here. It'll be bigger here. I want it to come off the screen here. Then we're going to see order complete. So let's go ahead and start animating. That's the thought process of my design rationale at this point. So again, if I move this off the screen, you see that it doesn't change to pasteboard. And what happens is now, if I, just to show you just a preview of what we've done, if I go into prototype and I click place order, you see it comes in on the screen once I click on tap. Why do I have to click on tap twice? Well, the trigger here is tap. You may have time here. You may have other options. So instead of me doing tap for this, I can change this to time and we'll just do delay 0 seconds here. And let's see what happens if it makes any difference here for me. So that way I don't have to, go through the actual steps of tapping. This goes through the animation all the way to the end very quickly. So you can actually do the delay a little bit. I'm going to do like 3 seconds delay here. Now I'm going to go to this screen here. And you see I have that icon map for the food. Like if you ever need to find it, you can click on it here and you see it's off the artboard. Normally in prototype mode, anything that's on the pasteboard, you don't quote unquote see. But in Adobe XD, when you're animating, you need to see it. Click on the screen here and it will show up here for you. So you see that it slides in here. I actually wanted to become a little bigger here. Or maybe I want it to actually like turn. So if this is the case, what I can do if I wanted to go in and like rotate it, if I want to, to make changes to it, like if I want to move it up and down, it does allow me to do that. However, you may have to go back in what I've discovered in like design mode and actually sort of, change that actual icon the way that you want it to be. So if I want this to actually turn a little bit and then go off the screen, then I can do that in design mode. So let's go back here. In design mode, you see I have screen 1. You really don't see what's on the artboard. I have this here. I'm going to make it bigger, put it to the center, and I'm going to turn it a little. And then here on this screen, I'll go back into prototype mode. And let me actually make this the same here. I'm going to delete it and then I'm going to copy it and paste it here again, just to make sure that I am getting the right size here. Let me actually go back and zoom out so you guys can see this. So I'm going back here, I'm going to do a copy and a paste, and you see it's here now. And then when I go to my prototype screen, I can slide this off the screen without it going into the artboard. And then here, I can actually move this up. So, but you see it's on the pasteboard. So you want to make sure that this, transition, here is actually auto automate as well. So now that it's auto automate, I should be able to go in and let's see if we can move it to the top. What we'll probably end up doing, let me add on one more artboard here. I think this will resolve our issue. So let's do that. And we're going to fill this in black. And what we're going to do is just copy and paste this here. This is where we want the order complete to be. And then I want this to sort of be off that artboard. So we'll have to go back into prototype. So you see this prototype is time auto delay. Let me go ahead and do another one here. Time auto animate. Sorry, I said auto delay earlier. So now that this is sort of selected, I should be able, let me see if we should be able to go in and move this off the artboard so it slides in here as well. So before we go in and play these animations, some key takeaways from this tutorial that I want you to realize. The end screen should be a screen by itself. So you see earlier I was trying to animate this to come in, but I actually needed to create another screen here that shows the final animation. So every stage of your animation, even the final one, even if it's just a still animation, make sure that the animation before it, especially if it is moving some type of way, has a screen that it goes to. And then the final screen should be no animation at all. It should be the final thing that you have here. So if I decide to maybe like go in and make this bigger, in order for me to make it bigger, I will need to go back into design mode. For example, let's just say I wanted to make this like pop up and pop down. So I need to go into design mode again and, take those same components, copy, paste, make it bigger. Or maybe I just, make the star bigger. Maybe I don't make the text bigger, make it bigger. And then do another artboard here and then make it smaller. So whatever your in animation is, just make sure that you have that in mind, because the animation before it needs a soft place to land, so to speak. You have to make sure that you account for each one of them. So if I wanted to add on like a size animation that sort of makes this go big and then back small, I need to make sure that I add a final screen to my animation. Your final screen should be your still screen, in my opinion. So now let's go back into prototype and see what we have. This one should be auto animate and this one should be auto animate as well, okay? We're going to start from the beginning now and see how this works with time and see if we need to modify anything. So let's see how this works. When I click on place order, there's a 3-second delay on each of the screens here. So we'll need to go in and actually play with the time to make sure that we have like no time delay that's here as well. You see how it goes big and then 3 seconds later it goes back out. This is a very slow 3 seconds to me. So if I don't want like the hesitation there, we can actually go back in and just take the delay to 0. And then this way, when I click on place order, everything sort of goes a little bit faster. And that's the way I want it to go. All right. So this, again, is a great tutorial on how to create an animation. Again, you can use this to do like a very neat order confirmation, your orders on the way screen, to make your mobile apps or your websites, especially things that you want to confirm when it comes to purchasing or any other call to action, more interesting and more interactive. Remember, a good website is both interactive, it's effective, it has good navigation as well. So if you're able to confirm that the person's order is complete by adding a cool animation, what better way to make sure that you incorporate that by using XD in the prototype process, okay? Again, this is Nikki Rozier, one of your UX UI graphic design instructors for Bryan University. Thank you for tuning into my tutorial. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.